Spring brings with it not just new blooms outside but a renewed spirit inside our homes. As the season shifts, so too does our desire to refresh our living spaces with warmth, texture, and natural beauty. This video dives into the art of layered spring textures, enriched with the soulful charm of handmade imperfect beauty, a look that celebrates authenticity over perfection and layers over minimalism, all rooted in the comforts of seasonal American home decor traditions. Layering in interior design is much like dressing for spring weather. You want dimension, balance, and a tactile feel that speaks to both function and form. In this context, it means building your spaces slowly and intentionally, mixing textiles, surfaces, and organic imperfections that whisper stories of craft and care. Handmade imperfect beauty is a movement that values flaws, natural marks, and asymmetries as symbols of human touch. Think hand-thrown pottery with wavy edges, chunky knit throws with irregular patterns, and linen curtains with visible seams. These features add personality and warmth, giving your spring home more soul. Spring textures are delicate, yet deeply rooted in nature. By combining raw linens, worn woods, soft cottons, and unfinished ceramics, each space tells a story of transition, from the cold clarity of winter into a gentler, more tactile season of light and softness. Raw and reclaimed woods create a grounding effect, forming a warm base layer for any room. Whether it's a hand-carved coffee table or exposed wood beams left slightly unfinished, the grain, knots, and imperfections reflect the passage of time and the touch of craftsmanship. Organic cotton, jute, and hand-dyed wool add a breathability to your spring interiors. These materials aren't just beautiful, they bring softness and temperature-regulating qualities, making your home feel as comfortable as a breezy afternoon in April. Soft, sheer linen drapes are perfect for layering spring textures. They filter natural light beautifully, creating dancing shadows and a sense of airiness. Imperfect stitching or raw hems lend a touch of humble charm that feels inviting, never staged. Textured wall finishes are having a major comeback. Clay washes, brushed plaster, or lime paint can bring dimension without overwhelming. These imperfect finishes evoke old-world craftsmanship, aligning perfectly with the handmade beauty ethos of spring renewal. Add dimension through woven textures like hand-woven baskets, rattan accents, or seagrass trays. These items not only serve as storage but also introduce an earthy, organic feel that pairs effortlessly with spring's focus on natural simplicity. Layered textiles, especially those in soft pastels, muted neutrals, and faded florals, are essential in spring decor. Quilted throws, block-printed cushions, and hand-knotted rugs add depth and comfort. Opt for textures that show signs of handwork, uneven stitching, patchwork, or frayed edges. Spring tabletops come alive with handmade ceramic pieces, mugs with thumbprints, bowls with slightly off-kilter rims, and vases that lean toward the abstract. Their individuality reminds us of the maker's hand and encourages a slower, more appreciative way of living. Spring arrangements don't have to be symmetrical or curated. A mix of wildflowers, leafy stems, and foraged greens, tucked into handmade vases, embraces a casual, lived-in charm. Let the stems fall where they may. Nature is never perfect, and that's its magic. One of the most effective ways to layer texture and meaning is by blending vintage pieces with handmade elements. A time-worn table paired with a freshly crocheted table runner tells a story of generations, honoring the past while celebrating the present. The color palette for layered spring textures leans soft and grounded. Think sage green, dusty rose, oatmeal beige, and soft sky blue. These shades evoke freshness without feeling forced. Their subtly uneven application, whether on a wall or a throw pillow, creates the perfect imperfect vibe. Spring is a great time to introduce fiber art. Wall hangings made of wool, yarn, or rope, especially with uneven lengths or raw edges, or asymmetrical designs, become focal points in a room while also adding soft, touchable texture that reflects handmade warmth. Choose furniture pieces that double as conversation starters. A hand-lathed bench with uneven edges, or a sculptural stool carved from reclaimed timber, offers both form and function while continuing the story of human touch within your spring space. Layering is not just visual, it's emotional. Create corners in your home that invite stillness. Add a frayed throw to an old armchair, a small stack of handmade journals, a vintage lamp with a linen shade. These quiet nooks embody the essence of slow living in spring. Incorporate spring textures into your kitchen with hand-painted tiles, open wooden shelving, and imperfect ceramic dishes. Drape a linen towel over a vintage hook, let wooden spoons stand proudly in a handmade pot. It's rustic elegance with soul. Extend your spring texture story outside. A mismatched set of handmade cushions, macramé plant hangers swaying in the breeze, and a reclaimed wood bench create an inviting, tactile outdoor setting that feels both curated and comfortably worn. Spring is not just about blooming flowers or fresh paint, it's about feeling. Through layered spring textures and the charm of handmade imperfect beauty, we create homes that speak to the heart. Spaces that aren't flawless, but full of life. Every woven fiber, raw wood grain, or slightly skewed ceramic bowl adds depth and honesty. This season, let's invite the imperfect in. Because it's in the layering, the texture, and the human touch where true spring beauty lives.